JJK, one of the biggest anime and manga in the world right now, with one of the most complex and interesting power systems. Yet then there's Toji and Maki, who simply have pure physical prowess. So the question remains, just how overpowered is the heavenly restriction in JJK? Well, more than you think, and here's why. In Jujutsu Kaisen, heavenly restrictions are limitations placed on sorcerers at birth in exchange for certain abilities or attributes. For example, Kokichi Muta, more commonly known as Mechamaru, heavenly restriction resulted in him losing his right arm and lower parts of both legs, but gaining a massive amount of cursed energy and puppet control instead. But in today's video, we're mostly going to focus on the other, more widely known type of heavenly restriction. The one Toji and Maki have. As a result of having little to no cursed energy, they have superhuman level of physical prowess far superior to other sorcerers. Now recently I've heard people playing down the heavenly restriction, and as one of my favourite powers in the show, I can't help but to check this out to see if it is in fact average as they say, or as I suspect, kind of overpowered. Toji and later Maki, heavenly restriction, reduced their cursed energy to 0. Toji was born with 0. Maki wasn't, because of twins in JJK are kind of viewed as the same person, but later she goes on to have 0. Something never seen prior, allowing them to reach a height greater than any other sorcerer in their own superhuman physical strength. This partnered with enhanced senses and analytical prediction, being able to pick on human odors and footprints, as well as being able to see the difference between temperature and densities in the air. It really adds to it. They possess greater acrobatics, mainly hypermobility and self-momentum. Hypermobility is where the user is capable of performing extremely agile movements with their body that can cause pain or even noticeable injuries to the vast majority of other people under the same conditions, including surviving falls by simple maneuvering. Self-momentum is where a character controls their own momentum. Who would have thunk it? Being able to accelerate and decelerate quickly with no issues by physical means, such as pushing against a surface or grabbing an object mid-air in order to change one's direction, which was noticeable in Gojo vs. Toji's fights. Both of them, Toji was able to do it in both of these fights. Toji also possesses free movement, walking edition, which is, as the name suggests, allows one to walk on water. This also means Maki would be able to, as it's said to be similar, they're said to be similar in terms of strength and ability. They possess some forms of regeneration, ranging from mid-low to low-mid. Now, mid-low, or middle of the low tier, is being able to heal from wounds that would normally leave large scars, such as severe burns and deep injuries, whereas low-middle, it gives the ability to regenerate lost limbs, limited brain damage, and even severe organ damage or destruction, including traditionally fatal wounds and disembowelment or horizontal bisection. So maybe Gojo could have done with that after all. They possess resistances, Toji having built up a resistance to curses, Maki being able to resist fire from Jogo, the cursed spirit of volcanoes, a disaster class leveled cursed spirit, showing she possesses some resistance to extreme heat. They also have resistances to people reading their attacks and movements, as well as resistance to homing attacks and barrier techniques, which treat them as buildings, allowing them to bypass the barrier. Both Maki and Toji are said to have an attack potency of 8A, aka multi-city block level. In energy conversion terms, that's around 100 tons or 1 kilotons. Their striking power is said to be around the same level, multi-city block level. They differ in lifting strength, however, as Maki is said to sit roughly around class 5, or 1,000 to 5,000 kilograms of force, or 1 to 5 metric tons of force. In layman's terms, it grants her the capability to lift most cars, SUVs, vans, pickup trucks, and even trucks with light duty to medium duty weight range. Toji, on the other hand, is said to be in class M, or 1 million to 10 to the power of 9 kilograms of force, or 1,000 to 1 million metric tons of force. Yet again, in layman's terms, that is the weight of the largest ship. But that last one is according to the Versus wiki. Most of it so far has matched up with the evidence shown, but I don't recall Toji ever presenting strength of that level. If I am wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. Though he can casually throw vans, as we saw in his fight against his own son Megami into the Shibuya incident, which is a fun word to say, Shibuya. But I think they are more known for their speed, both possessing at least subsonic plus levels of speed, or 171.5 to 308.7 meters per second, essentially meaning they can run 100 meters in less than a second. They can also run almost 200 meters in a second, bearing in mind the world's fastest man in Usain Bolt can run the 100 meters in 9.58 seconds and 200 meters in like 19 seconds or so. Keep that in mind, like that's how fast they are, is they can run almost 200 meters in 1 second, where the world's fastest man takes 9.58 to run 100. But this speed, in other terms, it's around 0.5 to 0.9 Mach, 0.5 Mach 0.9. I don't know why I said that so weird. Which, by the way, Mach 1 is the speed of sound, which means they move close. Speed. They've got superhuman stamina. They can push themselves beyond the limits of any normal humans, exerting themselves for long periods of time, pushing on through exceptionally painful circumstances, and acting even when grievously injured. An additional power some forget is that they can't be tracked by using cursed energy, as they have none. This makes them great at stealth. Most sorcerers rely on tracking one's cursed energy. You can't do that to someone who has no cursed energy. So what does that all mean? Like at this point, I'm sure this all sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook and random numbers that don't mean much. Well, in terms of our world, if any of us tried to fight someone with a heavenly restriction like Toji or Maki, we would be dead. We wouldn't be able to so much as react to them or even see them move. With a single strike, they would kill us. But that's not the question we came here to ask. We came here to ask, is it OP in the Jujutsu Kaisen verse? And to that I say, keep watching. I have seen some arguments recently that heavenly restriction is pointless, as one can boost their physical strength and speed with cursed energy. So what's the point? Well, let's find out, shall we? So how does it compare to other top characters in the verse? Surprisingly well. People seem to forget just how well it compares. Toji, who was rusty, was able to defeat Gojo. Yes, that was down to tactics, but both heavenly restriction users are genius tier intellects, but that's unclear whether that's just a coincidence or due to the heavenly restriction. In the fight against Gojo, Toji was able to dodge and even deflect Gojo's most powerful attacks at the time, blue and red. His loss came down to a change in mentality and Gojo awakening. As we found out later via Maki, the mindset is vital to using heavenly restriction. As Maki noted, noted she wasn't on the same level as Toji. And it wasn't until her change in mindset did she get on a similar level. This already puts him and the heavenly restriction towards the top. And yes, this was a weaker version of Gojo, those attacks would still beat most people in the verse. And beating any version of Gojo is tough. Not to forget, when he lost to Gojo, Gojo had received an upgrade, whereas Toji was in a weakened state due to his change in mindset. Maki was able to surprise and keep up with 15-finger Sukuna, the most powerful version of Sukuna we saw at the time. This was the same Sukuna that was able to play around with disaster-grade cursed spirit Jogo, said to be the strongest of the disaster grade at that time. Maki was able to land more blows against Sukuna than Jogo. In fact, Sukuna took note of her whilst completely ignoring Yuji, the MC, the main character. Yuji Itadori is superior to anyone else with pure physical ability without cursed energy. even Maki until her awakening. Yet Yuji was outclassed by Sukuna, using his massive cursed energy to boost his physical capabilities. Meaning, someone with full heavenly restriction is already someone on top of the verse physically. Because if heavenly restricted Maki was, before her change in mindset, was able to cause a little bit of trouble and be on the radar of Sukuna, who was far superior to Yuji, who was superior to everyone else, shows how strong the heavenly restriction is. Another example of this is during the Shibuya incident, where Dagon was fighting multiple Jujutsu sorcerers. And it wasn't like they were bums, they were first grade in the head of the Zenin, Nabito Zenin, as well as Kento Nanami. Grade 2 in Megami Fushiguro, or Zenin, and grade 4 Maki, though she was grade 4, not due to being weak, but of course due to the Zenin clan, and this was her pre-awakened form. They were all struggling against Dagon, a disaster class cursed spirit. Yet a recently resurrected Toji was able to enter the domain due to his heavenly restriction, snatch Playful Cloud off of Maki, and dominate and even play with Dagon. Yet again, I must emphasize, a disaster grade cursed spirit. There are 5 disaster grade cursed spirits who are essentially Toji is as fast and strong as 15-finger Sukuna. Sukuna probably even more so. There could be arguments made that Toji and by extension Maki are the fastest characters in the show, disregarding Gojo's weird teleportation. In fact, the only people who could complete physically would be Sukuna and Gojo, possibly Yuta, and maybe soon to be Yuji. That's to be decided. Sukuna and Yuta, simply because of sheer amount of cursed energy that can be utilized to boost their abilities, and Gojo, on the other hand, is more average amounts of cursed energy in comparison. However, due to his limitless, can't really run out of cursed energy. So, is heavenly restriction OP? Well, I think what people forget to do is to compare it not against the people, but compare it against other abilities, in the sense of the 6 eyes, Limitless / Infinity, Red, Blue, and Hollow Purple, Cleave and Dismantle, Copy, Cursed Spirit Manipulation, the 10 Shadows, Reverse Curse Technique, Domain Expansions. These are all other overpowered techniques. So how does the Heavenly Restriction compare against them? Well, we already know Heavenly Restriction is good against most domain expansions, which instantly puts it up there, with Toji able to fight against Cursed Spirit Manipulation when he fought against Suguru Geto in the Hidden Infantry arc. Toji was able to react and sense to the cursed spirits, defeating cursed spirits that were thrown his way. That's 2 of the most OP abilities in the show and manga that it already has a good matchup against. Toji was able to defeat both Gojo and Geto. Yes, they were teens and not in their prime, but they were far above their peers and already special grade, being regarded as some of the strongest. Maki was able to defeat top members of the Zenin clan upon awakening her full heavenly restriction. You know, the Zenin clan, one of the top 3 clans in the verse that we know of. Toji was able to dodge blue and even block red, though blocking red was due to the inverted Spear of Heaven. But it was out adapt to the inverted spear of heaven? Like, seriously, can it? I don't know. Anyway, back to the point. Cleave and dismantle are definitely strong, but it's unclear if that's because they're strong techniques or because Sukuna is the one using them. We'll have to wait to see how Yuji copes using his versions of the same techniques. Now, if you're liking this video so far, please cleave at that. Maki used stealth and silent attacks to deal big damage. Yuta was able to use his hacks and fighting with a teammate to do his damage. But some of these feats are due to the individuals. Toji's and Maki's intelligence, I don't know why I combined intellect and intelligence into one word there, and fighting skill. Their intelligence and fighting skill. And Yuta's adaptability and mindset in Gojo, well, being Gojo. Looking at this, I've come to the conclusion. Yes, the heavenly restriction is OP. If you drop a random person into the Jujutsu Kaisen world and gave them the heavenly restriction, they would instantly be towards the top of that verse. That is without the intelligence of Toji and Maki and without any combat skills. And I feel like if you give others any other techniques, it would take them so much time to learn and adapt how to use cursed energy, let alone the cursed techniques. And some of them have high floor and even a high ceiling to learn. Meaning, I think heavenly restriction is easier to use, so a lower floor, but also still having a high ceiling. And unlike cursed technique, you also need huge cursed energy. For cursed to have a good cursed technique, you need to learn the technique and master it in every different ways and increase your IQ, but you also need good enough cursed energy. If you have the best technique, but you have no cursed energy, what's the point? So I believe that the heavenly restriction is not only the two most notable users in the top 5 in the verse, but the technique in of itself is top 10, maybe even top 5 abilities in the show. Let me know if you think the heavenly restriction is overpowered or not in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to share, spread the joy, or you can click here on screen now to see my other JJK theory, which I was proven right just a few weeks after recording. Until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well. Peace.